Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today, gonna be a ZVT featuring Scarlett and Clem from Katowice, the World Championship. It's gonna be on Berlingrad, and in the bottom right, we got our red Terran. It is Clem. And in the top left, we have Scarlett. So the best that each continent has to offer. Representing North America is Scarlett, representing Europe is Clem. I haven't actually cast a game between these two players before, mostly because Clem is 18 years old and showed up fairly recently to the StarCraft 2 scene, but man, he is super, super good, especially at TVZ, because he plays against Raynor a lot. And if you want to get good at TVZ, play against somebody who is excellent at Zerg. Alright, man. So, Scarlett, 16, 18, 17ing here on Berlingrad Overlord. Not really scouting for proxies, huh? Just hoofing it right across to the Overlord perch spot, which they're really, maybe it's this? Anyway, hit that like button if you're excited to see how Scarlett handles the new Phenom Clem. And hit that like button if you're excited to see how Clem handles Scarlett. Scarlett's known for her creep spread. She plays Mutiling Bane sometimes, even though it fell out of style maybe, I don't know, several years ago at this point. And Reaper Expand here from Clem. Everything is super cool and super chill here on Berlingrad in the early game. We got a Reaper name, it's ready to go. Pool popping from Scarlett. Third base timing, probably going to be around 2:30, maybe 3 minutes, depending on how many extra drones you want to squeak out there. Reaper's name is Giant Grant Games. Wait, Giant Games. Never mind. This feared general had somehow beaten Meng's forces with building no units, letting no units die, and somehow even killing no units. When he was finally captured and before he was sent to the Reaper program, he was asked how he did it, and said a lot of resets and mountains of cheese. Yeah, Giant Grant Games, honestly, very awesome dude. If you haven't seen the channel, you probably should check it out. He's extremely dedicated to finding weird ways to play StarCraft 2, and it's really, really entertaining stuff, like no unit deaths, like you don't lose any units playing the whole campaign on Brutal, which is crazy, crazy stuff. He actually worked with someone, I mean, there's a million things he's done, but one of the things he's done recently is worked with somebody to come up with what's called, what is he calling it? Nightmare version campaign for StarCraft 2, so where it's harder in a lot of ways, but it's also kind of been balanced in some ways that the campaign is just completely out of whack, right? So anyway, Giant Grant Games is a super, super awesome dude. You should check him out if you want more StarCraft 2 content than I provide, obviously. And yeah, it's a ton of creativity on his channel, where I'm mostly lobby games, professional level 1v1s. Every once in a while, there's a mono battle. Every once in a while, there's a free-for-all for sure. But for the most part, I'm more for the standard side of StarCraft 2, which is what you're into. That's great. But if you also want to want to see a little bit of some weird stuff going on with Giant Grant Games, you can check him out too. But yeah, Reaper named after him is doing pretty well here. Already got the one lean kill. Excellent stuff. Hellions on the follow-up here to join their friend, Senor Reaper. And a starport just popping in back home for Clem, according to that production tab. Scarlett not doing anything crazy here, right? Just queens, speed for Zerglings finishing up any second now. Oh, Banshee cloak on the way from Clem. So going for some of them Banshee. This is a dead Reaper. Holy crap, that's a dead Reaper. So Reaper dead. Drone kind of blocks his way into the main base. Hellions jump in instead, and okay, not necessarily YOLOing here, but yeah, now that you're this low on HP and this far back. Yep, so dead Hellion. Not too shabby. Ends up getting one drone. And then this set of Hellions inside the natural base, also wreaking some havoc. 3 drones down, and then, well, both those Hellions died pretty much simultaneously. That's weird. More Hellions coming in. It's weird, right? Clem's kind of YOLOing Hellions in 2 at a time. Which, if you're going to YOLO them, you usually want to YOLO like 4 to 8 to 10 or 12 even. 12 is a lot. But going 2 at a time, it's hard for you to get more kills. Maybe he's basically trying to throw Scarlett off her game by doing that, because nobody does that. Nobody YOLOs in 2 Hellions per base in the early stages, but you know, Clem's known for those kind of shenanigans, doing weird stuff, weird timings to try to throw off his opponent. Cloak Banshee up top right. Is there another Banshee? If you're going to do... Yeah, another Banshee in production, but not here yet. Not here yet. So Banshee pilot cruising above. Cruising above? Up above, enjoying the sights and the sounds. And now getting into the murder. But see, Spore Crawler providing that that detection. About 4:30, you want to get a Spore Crawler up to deal with the potential of cloaked Banshees terrorizing your mineral line. This is exactly what's happening here. So already up to 3 kills. Excellent stuff. Hellions maybe could have tried to jump. Oh, just picking off creep tumors. That's pretty awesome too. So dude, this is some pretty effective stuff here out of Clem. He's got a total of 8 drones killed in the first 5 minutes, which is excellent. He's got a 3rd base coming up, which is also very, very good. Working on 1-1 upgrades for his Marines and his Marauders. Queens trying to push the Hellions off creep, but they can't really go too far because they're super slow. What's up, puppy? It's a puppers. Hope nobody accidentally kills you with splash damage in this game, puppers. You can't target it. It can die thanks to splash damage. Wait, can it be killed? Another drone down. Nice. This is beautiful play from Clem. Haven't seen a ton of Cloak Banshee from him, but he's getting work to do done and then immediately loses one of his Banshees as soon as I talk about how good his Banshee play has been. Banshee down. 4th base coming in from Scarlett. Her Mako's always been amazing. And she's capable of winning IEM level premier tournaments, so you gotta watch out, man. She hasn't done it for a while, but she definitely has the skill level required to make it happen. She's at that upper echelon of players. If you make it into the group stages of Katowice, which is the World Championship level, then you're pretty good, and you gotta be watched out for. I mean, even somebody like Ryung, who's an older player, who hasn't done a whole ton, he made it into the playoff of Katowice this year. So again, you gotta watch out for that stuff. Gotta watch out for anybody who's at Katowice. Cannot take them for granted. Drop coming in at about 7 minutes. Got some Widow Mines in the mix. Got some Marines. These are the scary timings for Zerg, where you don't quite have the army you want yet. Friendly fire Widow Mine splash. Nope! Kind of. Not really, though. Oh, that Widow Mine got a huge hit off on probably 11, 12 Zerglings there. Maybe a little bit less. Yeah, spread that creep. That's going to help deal with attacks coming in towards your 4th base for sure. Really slows down the Terran player. Clem, getting some good value with those Widow Mines. They're all dead, which prioritizing them going down as a Zerg player is something you definitely want to do. Creep spread, pushing right, pushing center. This is what I said. Scarlett is like elite at creep spread. She's someone who focuses a lot on it and gets a lot of value out of it too, obviously. Yeah, it's like this tumor dies, but there's a tumor over here, and there's a tumor down here. So this one dying doesn't even matter all that much, and it's getting replanted anyway. So beautiful stuff here from Scarlett. Armory on the way from Clem, so the Widow Mines get permanent cloak. Also allows for further upgrades for the Marines and the Marauders and the Ghosts, which we're probably going to see if this game goes on any longer than now. So, okay, Overlord down, some creep tumors down too. Banelings trying to come around the backside, pick him up. Yes, nice pickup. Beautiful pickup. And then the attack on the left side is obviously seen because there's creep over here. Exactly, dude. Widow Mine firing on Overseers, not enough to kill them, but actually weakens them to the point that the Marines burn them down pretty easily. So interesting engagement there. Not sure anybody won exactly, but killing Overseers is annoying because you don't want to make more of those. They're gas heavy. Banshee's still alive with 9 total kills. Has killed, I mean, 12 drones have gone down. Not all of those are for this Banshee, obviously, but I guess creep tumors probably count. Zerglings probably count. Really doubt Banshee's killed any queens necessarily, but yeah, Clem doing this multi-pronged style attack, which is always very hard to deal with. If you're a Zerg player, it takes a lot of APM to execute as Terran and a lot of APM to defend. APM check is about 380 for Scarlett and 360 on average for Clem right now. Dropping force into cancel at the 12 o'clock 5th base. That's fantastic stuff. Meanwhile, Clem's 3rd base is running. He's got a 4th base. Not quite on site, but he's going to lift it and move it over here. There you go. That's what we like to see. And then some Hydralisks are out. Working on muscular augments. The speed for the Hydra upgrade is very good. Man, I watched an old battle report that Day 9 did for Heart of the Swarm beta back in 2012 or so. Widow Mines connecting, but doing a pretty good job making sure the Widow Mines are dying. After, I don't know, they're not getting a ton of value because they're dying after their first hit, basically. But yeah, in the beta for Heart of the Swarm, the Hydralisks had a speed upgrade that was amazing. They were so fast, and then I don't think that ever came out. Came out of the beta, but it was incredible stuff. Also, oracles. Oh, this attack on the left side is in a lot of trouble. Dropping the main. Causing some issues, too. This attack gets shoved off, but the attacking the main base. Does take down the nth. No, what was that? I don't know what that was. Some tech structure went down there. It was under construction, so not going to show up if units lost. But, dude, these Marines. 1-1 Marines with stim, man. Eventually, Banelings show up, and that's going to be enough. But Oracles had a cloak ability, like a mass cloak ability. They could entomb mineral patches and little things that made it so they weren't able to be mined from for a long time. Oracles were super good in the beta, and then they changed the stuff, and now they're not that bad. Dude, this is looking real bad. Clem's up 195 to 150 supply. The 12 o'clock hatchery is gonna... Oh, Baneling trying to make connections here. Friendly fire, Widow Mine Splash would be good, but it's not really connecting here. Hydra's in the mix, trying to push this back, and does manage to do so, but it is 178 to 145 supply. Zerg player Scarlett holding on to this base is really important, and this left side 3, well, it doesn't look like not a 9 o'clock, an 8 o'clock style base. I don't know if it's going to be saved, though. There's only 2 Hydras here for it. Banelings in the general vicinity, though. Clem aborts that mission, and then decides to come back around and say, ha ha ha, you thought I was heading up there. No, says Scarlett, not really. I was prepared for you to come here anyway. Oh, huge Widowmine connection there. Sick Widowmine connection there. Hydra's trying to get out of there, can't. Getting slowed by Marauder's slow ability. Deals with the speed ability quite effectively. Attack up north, getting defended pretty effectively here too by Scarlett. But this 5, 6 o'clock, what is it? What are we calling this again? A 7 o'clock base is going to go down. These Hydras need to come in and try to help. Hydralisks is really worried about this attack. It makes sense. Lurkers are out now, which Ghost production has begun from Clem. He's got 3. He's making 3 more. Lurker Spine zoning the army out pretty effectively. Oh, and Ling Hydra does end up saving this 5 o'clock. I keep calling it that. It's 7 o'clock base, Falcon. 7 o'clock. You got this. Lurker's getting target fired. At least the ones that can be target fired. Other Lurkers getting some really nice spines off here too. But with the scan and the target fire, Lurker's falling out. Hydra's trying to pick up the pieces. Not quite able to do it, and the 12 o'clock here for Scarlett is going to get taken down. No two bones about it. Hatch completely destroyed. Clem pushing in now at this 9 o'clock base. It is truly the 9 o'clock base. Lings are going to be able to handle that, though. They've got 2-2 upgrades, looking pretty good. Adrenal Gland's about 50% complete, but losing that 12 o'clock is a major problem. Widowmine's continuing not to get too much value. They might get 1 or 2 hits here, but 26 of them have died. There's still 11 on the field, though. I guess there's 1 here. There's these 2. No kills. See, look, they get a kill. They get 1 hit off. And then they die. Scarlett's doing a great job with that. Banelings crashing on Widowmine so the Zerglings can come in with less fear. Trying to send in 1 or 2 Lings at a time here to make sure that the Widowmine count isn't too high. Friendly fire Widowmine Splash does a lot of work to those ghosts, but they get picked up and saved and then healed. Beautiful, sick micro here from Clem for sure. 186 to 137 supply. Scarlett has been able to put no pressure up against Clem. Down on that bottom right side of the map, we've spent most of the time on the left side, top side of the map here today. Ghosts, great answers to everything Zerg has. T3, man, it's going to be Lurkers, really good against Lurkers, Broodlords, and Ultralisks too. I don't think we're going to see either Broodlords or Ultras today. Some Vipers coming in, maybe to abduct Ghosts, to try to maybe move them into a group of Lurkers and kill them. More effective way to deal with it. But yeah, I mean, Clem's pretty happily sitting on 1, 2, 3, 5 bases. The income has been, I don't know, it's been dipping into his side. Scarlett doing a pretty good job, though. She still has 90 workers. Big Lurker Burrow, big time spines, forcibly ejecting Clem from that position on the map. That's exactly what they can do. Banelings trying to get some connections. The splits are pretty good, but some big hits there on the Ghost. One of them goes down at the very least. They don't take bonus damage from those Banelings, but they don't have a ton of HP anyway, so Banelings are pretty effective. Lings rolling in, Lurker getting some nice spines off. Lin's continuing to trickle in here. Not going particularly well for Scarlett. His army value is half of what Clem's is. Needs more Banelings potentially. Vipers, maybe Blinding Cloud could be good as well. Got more Lurkers in production, more Banelings in production. 5 drones just died, and I have 12 drones just died. Was there a Widowmine drop somewhere? Widowmine drop, of course it was. That shows up on the minimap, not at all. Parasitic Bomb and a Blinding Cloud coming down as well. And then Banelings rolling into the mix. Trying to get some hits off there, but that's your GG and Clem is your winner. Scarlett is down to a total of 1 Hydralisk in her army, 1 Queen. Not going to be enough to hold on here. Clem pressure is just too strong. Too strong. The APM, too strong. The splitting, too strong. Both players averaging 420 APM here. 422 for Scarlett, 424 for Clem on average. And Clem spiking up to a full 800 APM at this very moment, which is insane. Insane. Resources lost, a full 28,000 for Scarlett to 15,000 for Clem. That is a good way to beat a Zerg player for sure. Ended up 46 drones died, SCVs killed 0, and that is a problem. If you as a Zerg player cannot find a spare moment to send some Lings and Banelings across the map and take down a planetary or get inside the mineral field of an orbital, then you're probably going to lose. It's just how it is. If you can't put any pressure on a Terran player, they're just going to keep pressuring you until you die. 10 Lurkers died, 300 Zerglings went down. They did get a Trino though, so that's good. 7 Ghosts died, 100 Marines. There was a Cyclone that died. I don't remember when that was. Some Hellbats, a couple Banshees. Yeah, but 46 drones to 0 SCVs is a massive, massive difference. And Scarlett, having to replace those drones that she lost, really created a lack of resources available to make an army when she needed it. And when she needed it was pretty much starting at the 7-minute mark until now. It was 7 minutes, and then Clem never stopped from that point on. He was pushing left. He was pushing top. He was dropping in the main. He was killing all sorts of tech structures and just doing so well against these Lurkers, so well against the Hydras, the Banelings getting some decent connections in a couple early battles, but kind of struggling over time to find the value that they needed to make it work. So this is just Clem, ladies and gentlemen. He is terrifying. He is really, really scary. And I think that's just the future. That is the future of Terran. Is Terran fans, you got to look at Clem. You got to look at Clem for the guy. All right, good stuff. So that right there is going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void and a ZVT featuring old school and new school. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching. You take care of yourself.